He said they brought him the tape and the written confession that Puff father signed. So I was like, yo. He said we gave him $10,000. It was a New York City cop that he worked for them. He said we gave him $10,000. Puff father said that he only told because he had a wedding to go to, which I thought was hilarious. You understand? This is coming from New York Fred. So he said that I wanted to talk to Puff, but he wouldn't take my call, he wouldn't see me. He said I wanted to let him know that I told the guy, y'all got to get rid of him. Y'all brought him in, y'all got to get rid of him. So all these people talking about he worked for Frank Lucas, he worked for that part like that. He may have gotten some things from them or whatever this and work. Nah, he worked with New York Freddy team. And New York Freddy told you to do to get rid of him. Now, if Puff father was all that big of a gangster and he was all that and everything like that, why is he driving a cab? None of the gangsters in Harlem drove cabs. They drove Cadillacs, Rolls Royce, Mercedes, etc. You understand what I'm saying? So now, Puff father get murked by the dude that brought him in. And New York Freddy said to me, he said, I wanted to let him know the dude that was crying at hard at the funeral, carrying the casket, was the one who killed him. So now, this is crazy to me, right? About a month ago, I told that story, right? A young lady, a woman, who was dating Puff father, hit me on, what y'all DM me on Instagram. She said, Big Gene. She said, thank you for telling my story, that story. He said, I was dating for Puff father. And I went up to Flash Inn. It was a thing on 155th and McCombs Avenue in Harlem. I was waiting for him the next day, because he had told me the day before he was killed to meet him up there. He said, New York Freddy and all they crew was up there laughing and joking, and they knew about Puff father that got killed. So now I knew why they was doing that. Yes, sir.
What made
you see the cruelty in that? Puff Daddy must not have had no real money. He was a beginner gangster, and he got hemmed up, and these people got, you got to understand, money moves mountains. If you got somebody constantly telling you money don't matter, they're either really poor and trying to keep a straight face on being poor, or they're really rich and don't give a hell about you, period. Money matters. Because you're a criminal if you don't have no money. You got millions regardless of how you got it. You got police officers on your payroll. You're still a criminal, but they don't care about it. Let's continue on.
you leave Diddy's side?
Who said I left his side? You said what made him? You said what made me leave his side?
Yeah. Oh yeah, the whole work for
Puff. ASAP Ferg father went to Puff, and there's two reasons. He asked Puff to do a favor for him. He was in a certain situation, and I took him up there. I had $10,000 of Puff money in my pocket because we had left North Carolina and he was going somewhere.
Pay attention to this story. This is a real serious story right here. And I love ASAP Ferg. He got some good music. But listen to this story. This is a deep story.
And he didn't want to take the money with him. And this is about 2 weeks later. It was a week before my birthday, like 4 or 5 days before my birthday. He said, yo, I want to go up to the office and talk to Puff. I said, all right, come on, take you up there. So then he went and talked to Puff. He had some designs. He was one of the best designers in Harlem. He had a clothing company on 145th Street. And, yeah, that's ASAP Ferg's father.
Yeah,
so now,
yeah,
he the one designed the Bad Boy logo. Yeah, and he designed the old Uptown Record logo too. You know what I'm saying? So this guy was incredible. The people used to come and steal his designs and mass produce it. He was the one who put all the things. You know, you see the patches and stuff on the jacket, on all the stuff. He designed that. He was the one who started the painting of the sneakers. Nah, somebody stole his shit and did all like that. He was the one who started. He was the one who was putting Gucci, Louis Vuitton on the cartoon characters and selling the shirts. That was ASAP Ferg's father. So now I take him up to Puff. He got all these designs. He say, Puff, I need this money, man. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna tell you the situation, but I'm gonna let you know it was some street shit. Now this is the dude when Puff lost his job at Uptown Records and he couldn't pay his car note. He couldn't pay his rent. He got $3,000 from Mike Cott. You know what I'm saying? And the dude named, they call him Mike Sessions now because he's grown and older. You know what I'm saying? But he was known as Mike Cott back in the day. He got $3,000 from Mike Cott. D. Ferg gave him money. This new Puff was talking about committing suicide. I said, well, let him. You know what I'm saying? Nigga, that week, let him. You understand? So then now, he gave this dude a lot of money. Because he was collecting money from the same gang dudes. To make sure Puff could pay his rent, pay his car note, and survive. Until he got with the butt naked guys, you know, Corey, Wolf, and L. That was a crew called Butt Naked. You know what I'm saying? He got with them. They did gay parties, bro.
Yeah, no, I'm just, bro, I'm not tripping on. You know.
Remember what I said. Okay, I'm gonna stop it right here. I want y'all to pay attention to this story. But remember what I said, okay, about how Gen X, my generation, brought you free sex. We had crews back then, lover boys, butt naked, like he said. We had crews back then that specialized in picking up women. They already knew what was going on. It wasn't no rape. It wasn't no Me Too. It wasn't no we did something foul to these women. They already knew what was going on. And we threw these parties. Somebody put champagne on one of the women. She comes out of her shirt. She's naked from the top up. She's down with it. Next thing you know, everybody's having sex. Orgy party. My light didn't went out. But Gene Deal is basically letting you know everything I was saying. Gen X brought you free sex, crack, hip hop, gang banging. The millennials started charging you for it. Let's get back to it.
Erykah Badu, and you had said that
$1,000 from Mike Cott. D. Ferg gave him money. This new Puff was talking about committing suicide. I said, well, let him. You know what I'm saying? Nigga, that week, let him. You understand? So then now, he gave this dude a lot of money. Because he was collecting money from the same gang dudes. To make sure Puff could pay his rent, pay his car note, and survive. Until he got with the butt naked guys, you know, Corey, Wolf, and L. That was a crew called Butt Naked. You know what I'm saying? He got with them. They did gay parties, bro.
Yeah, no, I'm just, bro. I'm not tripping on. we have some crazy names back here. Like they'll be like. In Dallas, it'll be like Smash Head and Pumpkin Boy. The names that like old school or OGs used to have back in the day.
It was butt naked, and they logo a booty ain't a booty unless it's butt naked. All right.
For real.
So now he got money, gave Puff and everything like that. He went up and asked Puff for leasing money like that. Now I could have just gave him that money I had in my pocket, because Puff had completely all about it, forgot all about it. Never asked me the 2 weeks he was back in town, nothing like that. Because I only had Puff on weekends, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. When I get off work on Friday, you understand, they'll call me, yo, Gene, you got Puff? Yeah, I got him. You understand? Saturday and Sunday, I have them all day. You understand? Those are my days. So now, D asked him for the money. Puff said, I don't think I could do it. So D left out the office. I said, D, wait up for me outside. I said, you don't give D that money, dog? He was like, nah. He said, Gene, I can't do it. I can't do it right now. I said, well, here go your 10,000 that you get. He said, 10,000? I said, yeah, you gave it to me 2 weeks ago, nigga. Here, gave it to him. He said, you tell D about that? I said, no, I ain't none of his business.
Wait, Puff was I don't want to say broke, but struggling artist.
No, this is when he became. He was on now.
Okay.
This is some time after. This is after the city college. See, I gave you time after the city college, he lost his job. Nobody was effing with him the whole 9 yards. Then he went to that whole period where the dudes from Butt Naked, Wolf, L, and Corey, gave him the money to start a Bad Boy so he could keep Big, Craig Mack, and everything. Then he gets the deal from Clyde Davis. You understand? Now they put out Flavor in Your Ear. Do the Big Mac commercial, do the Big Mac, that Big Mac campaign, when he put Craig Mack and Big into that box, in that Big Mac box, a kid from his label, Mel Love, he thought of that. Puff ran with the whole campaign and the whole 9 yards. Huh?
It's a check.
It's a check. So now he's on. He's Puff. You know what I'm saying? So he's on. D-Ferg went to him and said, yo, man, I need to do this. He said, nah. Out of all the shit D had done for him, he only gave D $1,500 for that design and promised that he was going to look out and take care of him. You understand what I'm saying? That label was known worldwide. That image. Long story short, I gave him his money. I walked out the door. D said, I ain't never ever fucking with him ever again, G. I said, yeah, so we were straight for my birthday, right? He said, yeah, we straight. He said, you all right? He said, yeah, I'm all right. Nigga died the next day. Come on, man. Damn. On the 17th of October. My birthday, October 16th.
Now, the reason why I said that story is important, people. This is a long show. Okay, I'm gonna have to make this into 2 parts. The reason why I said, and my light's going out, but let me see if I can get some more light in here. I'm at the truck stop. I do my show from my truck. Get some more light in here so y'all can see. The reason why I said that story was important is because that logo is worth millions now. That's the Bad Boy logo. I'm not saying Puffy had something to do with that man dying, but he knew what was going on probably. Now that he's dead, he don't have to cut that man nothing on that logo. You see how this works? The people in power that got the money use you up for your resources when you don't have money, but you got talent, just like Jaguar Wright was saying. Then they throw you away. And the reason I don't like people like him, now Jaguar Wright is cool because she been doing what she do. The reason why I don't like this man because he's playing both sides of the fence. He got these police officers on here on the payroll, but he got these gangsters also in the streets. So people like this are very dangerous. Straight gangsters, straight police officers, you can deal with them because it's clear cut. You know what they coming from. The gangsters in the streets, no snitching, we're gonna kill you, we're gonna do this and that. The police tell us what we want to know, snitch, we're gonna protect you. But when you got people that deal on both sides, and when you got police officers and gangsters that deal on both sides, these are dangerous people. Dangerous people. And oftentimes, they deal like this. You can believe Puffy knew that that man was going to die, but he also knew that that logo was his now. He ain't got to cut that man in on nothing. He ain't got to worry about 10 years down the line, he take him to court and say, I need 10 million. I'm the one that designed that logo. Let's get back into it.
Let me ask you at that level.
I'm to finish your question.
Please.
So now I'm upset. I'm bitter. You understand? Behind this shit. We're in the office. Puff mother asked me, I'm sitting out by the office. This is Puff door. I got my chair out there. Nobody goes in his office or nothing like that, you know, without clearing me first. So then Puff mother asked me to go downstairs and get some food out of her car. I said, I'm not here for that. What's wrong with you? She said, all these interns don't like that. She said, you're the only one that don't do what I asked them to do. And I want to know why. I said, I'm not here for that, Miss Combs. You understand? She said, but if I asked you to do something, she was going on like that. Puff came out the, why you always messing with Gene? Why are you messing with Gene? I said, come 38 in the waist, hands him in the face.
She probably liked him.
You understand? And then he said, leave Gene alone. He said, Paul, yo, I'm tired of this. Paul was the other security. So now, I just never went back. That was it.
What's your relationship to what's his name? Roger Bonds.
I don't have a relationship with her.
No relationship.
Known from a can of paint. I think he came in as a driver when I was leaving.
Right.
He started with a driver. You know, I don't have a relationship with her.
This must be the new guy that's the head of security.
Now, here's my thing, right? You from St. Louis, you're in Harlem. How did you adapt to like that change?
We can skip past
And just go straight to the studio and go straight to. Hey, no, not at all.
How did it feel? How did Puffy react when Biggie was killed?
He was distraught, but he was in a daze, like, because I don't think that he thought it could happen. Because I told him before we left, and we go to this party, somebody gonna die tonight, bro.
I'm gonna stop there real quick because I want to say something else about this, because I got family members that's involved in music, in the music scene, and they can't get on to save their life. And part of the reason why they can't get on in music, because they make some good music, is because number one, they're not related to some of these people. Okay? Every now and then you have a breakout star that goes past the family ties, like Lizzo. Okay? Lizzo, big old girl, got a Grammy. Alright? Jaguar Wright talked about it. Lizzo probably is not related to none of these people. So every now and then you have people that go beyond the whole family ties in the music industry. But these people have life insurance policies on some of their rappers. Okay, this is legal. They sign a record deal to these major labels. These major labels let them go out here and talk about killing other people and having rap beefs. But the record label also, when they sign that contract, they give them a life insurance policy also. But the life insurance don't go to the family. It goes back to the company. Read between the lines, people.
I got a phone call. I got a phone call by 3 credible sources. You understand? Chaz Williams over Black Hands, part of the Gorilla Black Monster. Unique from Mecca Audio. And the dude that was running with Joseph. Now, if people tell you they're not going to a party, and it's supposed to be the lit party of the century, you see Mason show up at the party. Because he knew something too. And then where I could say Mason knew something because the people out in California, when Mason went to the basketball game, they told him, we want Puff and we want Big. See, everybody do all these investigations and everything like that, and they don't listen to the people who were there. Like I said before, there were people who wanted Big dead, and there were people who wanted Puff dead. You get it? Right. The people that wanted Puff dead, you understand, I thought was a dude from the Nation of Islam that we got into it at Soul Train. Right? The people that thought they had something to do with Big Jake dying, which they did. That was part of Death Row or the Bloods. Then you got the guys that Big, what was called the Dog Pound, the guy with the Dog Pound when Big was out there. He was in New York, and the Dog Pound was in New York doing the video. Yeah. Big made a phone call to the radio station. I don't know why they aired that shit today, and said, "Yo, New York, y'all let the Dog Pound be in Red Hood and do a video." So now they want Big head. That video shoot got shot up, bro. Them bullets ain't have no names on it.
That's the Snoop Dogg video with
Right.
Dog Pound.
Yeah.
New York.
Right. So you understand what I'm saying? All those people and the people who love Pop, when Pop came up there, they thought Big and them may have had something to do with that or whatever. So that's 5 different factions of people that may wanted somebody dead in Bad Boy. So now you get to this. Puff know what Mace told him. Mace ain't tell Big he had a conversation with Big. But I had a conversation with Big about coming around anywhere we go. Don't come to no parties, don't come nowhere. Cause it's like that.
And just cause I don't know the full story, but
remember what I said. Mace told Puff about them in the West Coast wanting Big dead. Who you think got that insurance policy? Not his mother.
Mace said he was with Brandy, the singer, or is this Brandy somebody else?
Mace said he was with Brandy the singer. I was in a hotel room with Mace, with Brandy.
Yeah.
Okay. So if you was hotel room with Brandy, why did you make the statement, Brandy called me trying to get me to go to the party? So was she next door? She was next to you, y'all, both on y'all cell phones and shit? And she said, yo, Mace, we ought to go to the party. He said, Brandy, I'm not going to the party. If you with her, you gotta watch what people say. I'm not saying he wasn't with Brandy at some time, but was he with Brandy after Big got killed or before Big got killed? And this is the biggest party in the industry, the Vibe party since the Soul Train after party.
Someone says Diddy set up Biggie to get killed. What do you say to that?
I actually thought that he put Big in a situation and thought that the individuals who was gonna come to do something to Big would have did something or tried to do something to Big. I don't believe, I'm trying not to believe that he had anything to do with Big's death. I think that the people who was trying to kill Puff killed Big.
Like I said again, insurance fraud is deep. Insurance fraud goes deeper than just a wife or a husband killing their spouse just to get the insurance money. Now you have rap moguls and singer talent companies putting life insurance policies on some of these entertainers. Now, if the government was to step in and say, okay, this is what we're going to do. From now on, if you're a company and you're in the music industry or the movie industry, you cannot put a life insurance policy on your entertainer. It'll be a lot less of this going on.
After that, some time passes, Puff still lives. Are you shocked that like he still was able to continue to thrive and grow after so much animosity was being presented towards him?
Well, Puff was built for that. You understand?
This is why I don't like this guy. Even he might be telling the truth, but people can always say somebody is built for something, but it all goes back to the money. It all goes back to the money. Anybody can be built for something if you got enough money to put armor plates on your SUV. So if somebody shoot at your car, the bullets don't penetrate. You can get away. Anybody can be built for something if you throw enough money at them. Look at 6ix9ine. He ain't dead yet. You know why 6ix9ine ain't dead? It ain't because he built for it. It's because 6ix9ine is a multi-millionaire. He don't have to be where no Grammy ass people at trying to kill him. If you go and try to kill 6ix9ine right now, you going to jail. Not because he a snitch, not because he turned state evidence against the Bloods, not because of that. It's because he has enough money to hire lawyers and hire security. He has enough money to put armor plates on his vehicles and bulletproof glass on his vehicles. He has enough money to where he can get on the phone if he wants some sex, if he wants some pussy, he can get on the phone instead of going out finding it and say, hey, I need you to come over here and pay you a couple of $100 to give me head. That don't mean he's built for it. That just means they have enough money where he don't have to be around this stuff. Let's get back into it.
Puff's mother trained him to be a superstar or in the industry, whether it been a model or a dancer or singer or whatever like that, whatever his talent would have been. So for him to come back from there, I think that he had no other reason. He had to. He had the blueprint. Bigger gave him the plan.
Jay, let me ask you, are you surprised that, we're about to have a trial with Tupac's murder, but Biggie's murder is still unsolved, may go unsolved? Are you surprised with that?
No, I'm not surprised because the LA PD has suppressed all the evidence, and they know who killed Big already, brother. I have not told a lie. When I tell the people that they had the picture of the Muslim, me and Puff in the same picture, you understand? Walking up to Puff van, but they had his face distorted. They know they got those pictures. The FBI agent, Phil Carson, said he saw the same picture. Then when he went back to review it, the picture was gone. See, they didn't know who they was dealing with. They didn't know.
Okay, I like this. I like this what he's saying. Even though I don't particularly too much like him. Okay, you got to understand, people. The police and the FBI, they call themselves going after criminals, but they work with the criminals. Let me explain to you what that means. That means these people will consider you bottom of the barrel criminal if you don't have no money. Okay? There was a mafioso that the feds worked with, even though he killed hundreds of people. Matter of fact, it was several. Police knew about it. The feds knew about it. They knew who he murdered. But he was feeding them information. That's why I said people that work both sides of the fence, they really dangerous.
I had a memory like a fucking elephant, and I was not going to forget anything that happened. I wrote that in my second book. Exactly what went down during that interview. You got people around here telling lies. This is the guy he picked. No, I don't. Run the tape. The tape will tell you, they asked me, do any of these guys on this photo look like him? And I said, nah. He said, anybody look close like the guy or something like that on this photo? I said, he looks something like him, but it's not him. That's what I said. Anytime you do a lineup and you point somebody out, what do the cops make you do? They make you initial it or sign under the picture that you said that. They seen the circle and say, this is the one he picked. No, I didn't. Not one of the detectives who was on that thing said I picked anybody in the lineup. I just said he looks something like him, but it's not him.
Damn. It's crazy because, documentaries come out. I know police have spoken. It's one of those things to where we might get some, I don't want.
As long as the money is flowing in the music industry, in a lot of industries, it's not just the music industry, entertainment period, football, basketball, movies, music. The FBI, I found this out. The FBI has a team of investigators that not follow but watch entertainers. Okay, they call these, it's a name they call these federal agents, but their assignment is entertainers, because they know that millions of dollars flows through these people's hands. These FBI agents done watch people get beat. These FBI agents done watch people get murdered. These FBI agents done watched drugs get passed back and forth, snorted, smoked, people get raped, and they don't do nothing because the money is flowing. They're basically guardrails. Guardrails. That's what these FBI. They first mission was to go after entertainers, like moving drugs around America on their tour buses. There was a rap group in Atlanta. I forgot the name of this rap group in Atlanta, but these guys are in the feds right now. Their mission was to go after people that move drugs around on their private jets, on their tour buses, and things of that nature. In the music industry, that's what they supposed to do, the music industry. But now there's so much money has flowed into the hands of a lot of these rap moguls. These FBI agents are basically guardrails now. So as long as these moguls and these bodyguards and these entertainers stay inside the guardrails, they don't care what they do. Somewhere, Puffy, Sean Combs got outside the guardrails. No matter how many women, the police already had the video of him throwing Cassie to the ground and kicking her in her head. They already had that video. That video has been seen already for years. He got outside the guardrails. So once he got outside those guardrails, that's why the indictment's coming down. That's why you know, they arrested one of his drug mules. And I think it all started with that white guy that was a whiskey Ciroc. I think it was Ciroc. You see, the music industry has multi-millions of dollars, but some of these Jews and Italian mafia members have liquor companies, movie industries, the Epsteins of the world. They got more money than the rappers and the moguls. So when Sean Combs fell out with these multi-millionaire whiskey people, he got outside the guardrails. You can't follow. You stay. As long as you doing dirt to your own people, feeding them drugs, raping women, having these wild, crazy drug infused parties, you inside the guardrails because you ain't hurt nobody but your own people. But once you start falling out with Mr. Epstein III over here that owns a multi-billion-dollar liquor company, now you outside the guardrails. Now the police want to do something about you. This is what I mean when I say the R. Kellys of the world, the Puffies of the world, the Jay-Z's of the world. If you notice, Jay-Z stays inside the guardrails. He might have done some dirt too, or he might be still doing dirt. But he stays inside the guardrails. Once you get outside the guardrails, that's when they coming for you. And it's sad. It's sad because if you law enforcement, you're supposed to be doing something against people that are hurting even their own kind. But they don't do nothing about that. They wait until you get outside your guardrail and you get to hurting the Epsteins of the world, the guys that wear the homicers, the guys that you know, the Jewish multi-billionaire Americans. They got the big yachts that own the AT&Ts and all of them companies. When you get outside that guardrail, now they coming for you. They don't care all this other stuff you do, as long as you do it to your own people and you stay inside the guardrail. They been knowing Puffy been throwing crazy drug parties. They been knowing Sean, Jay-Z and Beyonce probably got dirt up under their nails. They been knowing about R. Kelly. They been knowing about Bill Cosby. But they wasn't doing nothing to nobody but their own people. This is crazy.
I said closure, but with KBD coming up, you know, that might open up lights to Tupac. I'm just curious, we're about to fast forward to what Diddy got going on. Gene, you start talking about, let's say, a few years ago, about just your life in the industry. Are you concerned about the feds wanting to come sit down and talk to you about, hey, we need you as a character witness about some situation that may have happened back, during your heyday.
Some situation back during my heyday.
They want to talk to you about things
You have to be more specific than you are, sir.
Yeah, let's get to it. The fans want to ask you certain questions about what you may have seen, and they want you as a character witness to speak on and testify against Diddy.
To testify against Diddy about what?
About anything you may have seen. I mean, well, no, not even testify yet. They want to bring you in for questions about what you may have seen. Is that
what I can say to you, sir, is that being an officer myself, they don't bring you in to question you about what you may have seen. They question you about what they already know you have seen and what you say. You understand? So there's no way I would know that. You understand? But what I can tell you is that, can Puff be erratic? Yes, he can. You've seen that. Can he be, does he have a monstrous behavior sometimes? Yes, he has. You've seen that. You understand? Can he be threatening and abusive? Yes, he can. You've seen that. So, bro, I went on MTV in '99. VH1 in 2001, 2011. Everything that y'all just now hearing, I've been told it to them.
You see what I'm saying? They been new. But as long as he stay in the guardrails. This goes back to my story. And I'm going to touch briefly on this. I done had a gang try to take my life twice. But that gang is black. The feds don't give a damn about that. Now, when they step outside that guardrail and start harassing or hurting people that's in the white community or the Jewish community, or say somebody that runs the hockey rink up here in Nashville, then that's when they get involved. And that's crazy. He's telling this to you. These people already knew that Puffy was muling drugs. These people already knew that Puffy done slapped the shit out of one of his whores. These people already knew that people have wound up dead around Puffy. And Puffy benefited from it. But he stayed inside the guardrails.
I've been said it. They got tapes, and they could go back and say, well, you didn't say that here. They got 5 hours. Y'all getting an hour. They got 5 hours, brother. Do you understand what I'm saying? Both of those places, VH1 and MTV. I was in the silhouette because I was working still as an officer. And I didn't want to lose my job. When Miss Wallace brought me over, Puff told her, I don't know Gene Deal. I told Miss Wallace everything. Till she was crying and told me to be quiet. She didn't want to hear no more. About the night her son died and what was going down. And what I told Puff and what I said to Big, the whole 9 yards. How I pulled him out of the car, all that. So, bruh, this is nothing new to me. This is just post-traumatic stress that I constantly live through. And I talk about it to get over it and get me through the night. I'm not a drug abuser. I'm not a drug addict. You understand? I'm not an alcoholic. It's a good thing that I found YouTube, and I found certain things other than sitting on the couch.
So it's public knowledge that multiple women have come out with accusations against Diddy, whether it be physical abuse, sexual abuse, however. Why do you think that women are now coming forward and making it public about what they may have experienced with him in a way that they didn't back then, late 90s, early 2000s?
I'm going to say it because he's not. These women are opportunists. I'm not saying they wasn't slapped in the face. I'm not saying they wasn't raped. The first guy might not have raped them, but the second and third guy that came in the room and started having sex with him, it was rape. What I am saying is he's not going to say this. These women smell blood in the water. They want money. Just like all the Bill Cosby victims. I didn't say he didn't drop no roofie in their drinks. I'm not saying that. I'm not taking up for him. I'm not taking up for Puffy. What I am saying is these women was with it. These women were caught up. These women were caught up in a situation where they're around these multimillionaires. They're on yachts. They got money flowing and they don't care. These women are the same women that everybody trying to feel sorry for, that probably saw low-level gangsters getting beat up right in front of them or getting killed. Have you ever thought and realized this? How many people Cassidy done seen get hurt and she just smiled and sat back because she was in? But now that she's being replaced by younger women, she has an opportunity to get some money because ain't nobody checking for her. This is why I'm going to end it right here, people, because we are already running 2 hours long, and I'm going to have to make a part 1 and part 2 of this. Okay? You got to understand how this works. Debauchery. Puffy is the king of debauchery. Okay? A pimp told me a long time ago in Memphis. He said never have sex or never pimp a homosexual. And the reason why he told me this is because ain't no woman or a prostitute is going to keep giving you her money if you don't stick that penis in her. And it's the same that goes with punks, homosexual men. Puffy has a timeline. Every rap mogul has a timeline. Puffy didn't start out the way he is now. When Biggie died, he tried to replace Biggie with 8 Ball. 8 Ball of MJG. 8 Ball said he wasn't going to no rap label unless he takes MJG with him. Right around that time, that's when Puffy started the drugs, pimping, having all of these different type of women, and things grew out of control. I'm not saying it was 8 Ball and MJG that did that to him, but this is around the time that he started changing. Anytime you add homosexuality and drugs to the mix, you got an explosion of problems. Not because of the homosexuals themselves. Okay? Don't get it twisted. I'm not out here bashing homosexuals. It's not about that. Anytime you have drugs, homosexuality, prostitution, and then you add all of these people wanting to be known as a rap superstar, you got a bad combination of problems that's finna happen. So now you got a man who's a part of my generation, and my generation is full of debauchery. But most of us, we took our debauchery in private. The porn stars, the strip clubs. When you see a 45, 50-year-old man going to the strip club, he's going outside of his lane. 45 and 50-year-old men call up a prostitute and say, hey, come to my house. I'll pay you, we have sex, and you can leave. We took our business private. It was out in the open back in the late 80s and 90s. All of our debauchery was in the open. But we took our debauchery We took it private. Puffy didn't do that. His debauchery stayed out in the open. The parties. Cat Williams said he walked in the room at one of the parties and saw men having sex with men. Then he walked in another room, saw women having sex with men. In another room, he saw drugs being snorted. All of this is out in the open because it's an open party. A lot of people go to Puffy parties. He didn't take his stuff private. His debauchery, he didn't take it private. And now he's suffering for it. So I'm gonna end this by saying this, because the subtext of this show today is called morals and manners. And if you take anything away from this show, I want you guys to take this away from this show. When it comes to morals and manners, some people think you can't have good manners if you don't have good morals. That's a lie. I'm gonna tell you why that's a lie. You got a Muslim. His morals tells him that he can have more than one wife. His morals tells him that if his wife acts up, he could take a switch and whoop his wife. A Christian man, his morals tell him you can only have one wife. His morals tell him no matter what your wife does, you can't put your hands on her. Now, those are two different men who have two different sets of morals. When it comes to manners, when you meet these men, the Muslim and the Christian, when you meet these men, they say yes sir, no sir, yes ma'am, no ma'am. Those are manners. Okay? When they do their debauchery, they do it in private. Those are manners. Manners and morals are two different things. You can have a different set of morals, but you can still have good manners. And the reason why I'm saying this is because people get that confused. My morals might tell me if a woman hit me, I'm gonna smack the shit out of her. But that don't mean I'm finna go out here and be smacking around women, because I have manners. My morals tell me that whatever your mama doing is not my business. But if your mama put your hands on me, I'ma smack the shit out of her. That's my morals. But my manners, if I see your mother, I'ma say yes ma'am and no ma'am to her, because that's your mother. I'ma have all kinds of respect for her until she crossed that line and try to hurt me or put her hands on me. Then my morals is gonna kick in and I'm gonna smack the shit out of her. I hope people get that understood. Morals and manners. Puffy morals got corrupted over a period of time. Okay? His manners in front of the TV screen were perfect. On the red carpet, his manners was perfect. A lot of the people around him, their manners were perfect. That's why Puffy was on all kinds of TV shows. That's why Puffy was on all kinds of hip-hop videos. His manners was perfect. His morals got corrupted over a period of time. And this is why he got outside of that lane. As long as he stayed in that lane, the FBI wasn't going to mess with it, because he ain't doing nothing but hurting his own people. When he got into that incident with Ciroc, they don't care about no damn Cassidy. They don't care about Young Miami. They don't care how many men they done slept with. They don't care nothing about that. When he crossed that line and got outside that lane and started having a beef with the founding member of Ciroc, the liquor company, now the FBI want to get involved in it because you done crossed over your borders. I hope y'all learned something from today. These shows I do is here for the generations after me. And when you put something like this out on social media, it's up there forever. So even if I die today or tomorrow, it's going to be up for people to see. And I hope eventually some people see it and learn something from it. This is the Daily Read, and I'm out.
The business, motherfucker.
The Daily Read.